So here's the weird part to this. In a Linux or Unix system, when you create a directory, that part is normal as what you're used to in whatever operating system you've really used before. But here's the funny part. There's actually two file names that are also created when a new directory is created. It's called dot and dot dot. These are, I'm about to cuss, pointers. I know, scary. One, called the dot, refers to the current directory that happens to be in, and the other one is called a dot dot. Seriously, it's called dot dot, where I use the command of dot dot, and it's going to help me go back to the parent directory. That picture that we had before that hopefully magically shows back up, notice there's actually a lot of pointers in this. In reality, yes, I know, the dreaded cuss word. But that's how we use a file and system directory and how it's established with pointers in order to make sure that we map around correctly. That's really the same thing we're doing in Windows and everything else anyway. You just didn't probably realize we're using pointers to do all that. I'm going to show you some Linux commands to know. Honestly, we'll get into that a little bit hot and heavier later on in the semester. So let me do some simple examples here of just walking through your directory structure for the box that you most likely have. How about that? Hi gang, so I'm showing you some very basic items for your first time really into a Linux box. You may have seen some of this before, but that's fine. Some of you are going to be brand new at this, so this is just an introduction. This is just, there's so much more that we can do, but here's some of the basic commands that we want to do. So as soon as you log into a Linux box, you're usually given, some type of prompt that you're in a Linux box, but still, as soon as you type this command, which is ls, that's list. And notice there's a whole bunch of different things on this. And by the way, there's no guarantee actually that this shows up color-coded in whatever shell that you're using. I'm using PuTTY, and it shows directories in blue. There's the zip, which is in red. There's other colors. You know, so I think this is a script. Here it's in light blue here, but I'm going to find all that out here in a second. So that's command is ls is just a list. Notice it's not list, it's ls. But I'm going to do this. Yep, there we go. All right. Flags, just like you normally have when you're compiling. So this is basically trying to tell me, here's permissions and privileges in that first row. The name, the different shells I've been to it. You actually will go over into some of this before, and then the dates, and some of this stuff's really old. But anyway, oh, that's a shortcut. Okay, that's what that highlighted blue is. And how do I know it's a shortcut? Because there is the entire length of it on what I need to do here on how to get that. So that's interesting too. I haven't been on the server in quite a while. But anyway, so here's all your different directories and everything else like that. So I'm going to go ahead and move into a directory. I'm going to do CMSC 331. I'm hitting the tab, by the way. Hit enter, and notice it updates and lets me know that there is indeed a directory. I'm going to ls. Let's see, what is close now? So I'm going to do ls-l again. Okay, close now. Looks like a script, but let me check on that real quick. I'm going to do a cat, which is telling me to open up a file and then close. And by the way, I'm going to just CLO. I'm going to hit the tab. And it gives me a couple different options, but both of them are close. So I'm going to hit close now. And yeah, that's a script. Okay, so a lot of neat stuff going on here. I'm going to hit clear to go ahead and clear that out. So a lot of neat little things that are happening here with that. So let me go back to ls. We have a different setup. If I want to get out of that directory, I would type cd, my double dots, what we talked about in the notes, and then notice it tells me what directory I'm in. By the way, this tilde thing tells me that I am in the root, so I should see all my other classes I've done before, CMSC 201 and all that stuff. And yep, it is all there. Some other commands that might be interesting is you can do a make command, mkird. I'm going to put, I already have test there, so I'm going to put yes. Capital letters do matter. Hit ls, and then there is the yes network, the yes directory there. Rename, there is rename here. I'm going to do rm, I'm going to call midterm to midterm x.html. Ooh, I always do that backwards. So really what you want first, and then what you want it to name it first, and then the original file. Huh. Cannot remove. Huh. I did remove instead of rename. RN is rename. Right? Let's find out. RN's. So notice if you even type in some stuff. So it looks like just removed my midterm. Anyway, so RM is remove, and there is a rename, but I guess I could do a copy, or move is actually the right one that I wanted. Move. I'm going to do Python. So again, hit 3. I'm going to name it Python. No, whatever. Python old.txt. There. And then do a clear again, just so we can see everything nicely. Hit ls. And now it's Python old. Let's see what other things. We've done cat, we've done make directory, change the directory. We don't need to do some of the other ones. So that's the basics one here. So notice, short and sweet and to the point here, and yes, you can make mistakes, as I just did. So anyway, by the way, if you want to get out of it, type exit, and done.